app, which is going to show off your favorite places in whatever city you're in. We're going to start off with some locations in San Francisco. This app should show an image, a label which gives the name of the image. It should have a next button which goes through your images going forward and loops around back to the front. It should also have a previous button which loops around going to the back. Alrighty, let's build this off the template. So you should have your tourist app template. So you can build on here. You'll notice that there's a couple image files already built in. We're going to start off building our user interface. We need an image component for our user interface. We want to set that. We'll start off with Coit Tower. I'm going to change the size a bit to 250 each direction, make it a little bigger. Second thing we're going to need is a button. And we want that to go under here. Oh, we want it to go under. And we want to make sure that that's there's a little margin there so it's not right next to the image. We need to rename this as the next button. And we need to change the text to next. Alrighty, our last thing for our first go around of the user interface is we want a label, which we want to put at the top. And this is actually going to be our index label, and it will tell us the value of our index at any point. We can start off without any text. Alrighty, let's do some programming. So the first thing you're going to do is build a list. We actually start under the variable menu there. And so our list is going to be called image list. And then we need to get a start off our list. And we don't want numbers. So we want to take these out. And what you are going to do on yours is you'll go into the text menu here. And you'll grab an empty text block. But in the interest of time, I've already done this. So I'm going to drag in the text items from my list. And they're written the exact same way. These three essentially words as the name of the files. So they have to be exactly the same, including capitalization. Alrighty, we have our list built. Next thing we need to do is program our button. So when the next button is clicked, we want to make sure that we're going through the list. So we'll have to set the image picture to an item from the list. Before we do that, we need to actually set up a new type of variable that we're going to be new to. It's called an index variable, and that will help us move through the list. So we'll set that initially to 1. And then we can set our image to we can access an element from this list. And the way we do that is we grab, where's that block? Alrighty, it's this block, which looks a little funny. We get it started off, but let's pull that out of there. And we actually don't, well, it won't let us do that easily. So we need the name of our list, which is the variable. So get the image list, and the location in the list will be the index. So we'll grab the variable for index. So this should start us off at the very first, or wherever the value of the index, but because it's the next button, remember we need to change the index value. So every time we click next, this should be, if we wanted to get to this one, the index would be 1. If we wanted to get here, the index would be 2. If we wanted to get here, the index should be 3. So we need to change the value of the index. We can do that by, we're going to set the value of the index. So set image, we'll go to index. We'll grab one of these math blocks where we'll set the current value of the index and add 1 to it. So every time we press next, the value of the app index should go up by 1, and the picture should pull from the image list at the value of the index. So it should be 1, 2, and 3. So that's our basic app. Let's test it out, see what happens. Oh, we forgot one thing. We need to also change the value of the index label, because that's going to be, you'll see later why that's helpful. So we want the index label text to be whatever the value of the index variable is. So we can always check that. Alrighty, let's try this again. Alrighty, so when we press next, we should see we're now onto the second item in the index. It tells us number 2. We have a picture of Alcatraz. We are onto the third item. We have a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge. What do you think happens when we press next again. Is this going to work? No. We know the index is now 4, but we also know that we only have 3 items in our list, and this is something you're going to have to fix. So keep going with the lesson, and good luck.